There was a time when I never believed in ghosts or spirits, but that was before I took this job. For a long time, I had been searching for a job, wandering from place to place. Finally, after much struggle, I got a night shift job at a hotel. Because of the financial difficulties at home, I was willing to take any job. So, even though I didn't want to, I accepted the night shift at the hotel. A hotel night shift means meeting some interesting people, but overall, it's an easy job, provided you can stay awake all night. In simple words, you get paid to sit in front of a computer for 8 hours. If a customer comes in, fine. Otherwise, the entire night is yours. All I had to do was prepare a report and set up breakfast in the morning. Then, I could go home. But the problem is that as the night deepens, your heart starts to race. Sure, the lobby is well lit, but outside, it's completely dark. And more than that, there's the loneliness. The worst part of this job is that I am completely alone at night. No coworker accompanies me, which makes the job even more depressing. Even the thought that someone is sleeping just 30 feet away in their room isn't comforting. Sometimes it feels like the world has ended, and I am the only one left alive. Once in a while, a traveler or a family checks in at 4 a.m. I have to put on a fake smile while greeting them, handle the formalities, and then go back to staring into the darkness, waiting for morning. There is no real way to distract myself when my mind is already preoccupied. After a few nights of working, I started feeling uneasy. It felt like someone or something was watching me. The hotel lobby was structured like this. There was a transparent glass door at the entrance, which I locked after my colleagues left. In front was the common area with a sofa set and a table stacked with magazines. To the left was the breakfast area, small and somewhat cramped. To the right was a door leading to the swimming pool. The pool area was oddly designed, small, uncomfortable, and eerie, but my job wasn't to worry about interior design. I was paid to ensure everything remained in order. Outside the main door was a bell that guests could ring at night. I would then unlock the door and welcome them. Ideally, the main door should remain open since it was a hotel, but this one was located on a deserted highway. There was nothing around, not even a gas station for at least 45 minutes. The first night of terror around 4 a.m., my second or third night at work, I was struggling to stay awake. My eyes were heavy, and I kept dozing off. Then, at one point, I completely fell asleep. Until the bell rang, I jolted awake, heart pounding, grabbed the keys, and rushed to the door. But when I looked through the transparent glass, no one was there. Maybe someone had been waiting and left when I didn't respond. I cursed myself for dozing off on a new job and worried that my boss might find out. The guilt and panic mixed in my chest like acid. To shake off the sleep, I went to the breakfast area and made a strong coffee. I decided to stay fully awake for the rest of the night. Then, the bell rang again. This time, I was near the door before the bell had even finished ringing. But once again, no one was there. There were no children around who could be playing a prank. The silence that followed felt heavier than the thickest blanket. After that, the rest of the night was quiet. The swimming pool incident. A few days later, I had settled into my night shift routine. My manager was pleased with my performance, but as a typical manager, he rewarded my hard work with more work. He asked me to clean the swimming pool area and prepare the breakfast setup that I agreed. It wasn't a difficult task, and at least it would help pass the time. What he forgot to mention was that the pool area was poorly lit. Only 440-watt bulbs were fixed in the pool's corners. Their dim light barely made a difference. Beyond the light's reach was pure darkness. The boundary wall of the hotel looked even farther in the gloom. I know I might sound like a coward, but unless you've worked a job like this, you wouldn't understand. Even if you're fully awake, something feels off. The human mind plays tricks in the dark. Even the bravest person would feel uneasy in a place like this. Whenever I looked beyond the pool, I felt like something would emerge from the shadows and rush toward me. I took deep breaths and focused on cleaning. Just a few dry leaves, nothing major. But as I bent down to pick them up, I saw it. A shadow, blacker than coal. Shaking. It was behind me. I spun around so fast that I nearly fell. But nothing. I turned back toward the pool. The water was still. I quickly finished cleaning, rushed inside, and locked the door. That night, I even forgot to turn off the outside lights. My hands were trembling. I kept replaying the moment in my head, trying to convince myself it was a trick of light. But my gut said otherwise. Whenever I told my morning shift colleagues about these things, they laughed. At least they didn't think I was crazy. But it was frustrating that no one believed me. I felt like I was slipping into paranoia. The most terrifying night. One night, the news warned of a terrible storm. A power outage was expected. I was sitting in the breakfast area, watching the news, when suddenly the power went out. The hotel became as silent as a graveyard.
No free noise.
No computer hum. Just the wind howling outside. A guest, a teenage boy, called to complain that the geyser wasn't working. Our generator had broken down 2 days earlier, so there was no backup power. I wondered who would even take a bath at this hour. After apologizing multiple times, he finally hung up. After that, no one else called. I was alone. I had only one torch, a heavy steel one like the one security guards use. My father always told me to be prepared for emergencies. I was glad I listened. But the torch was old. Its light was dim and flickered at times. Then, I heard it. Some might say it was just the wind or a leaky pipe or a door creaking. But I know what I heard. A woman, crying. Not from outside. Not from the storm. Inside. The sound echoed from the walls. I swung my torch in every direction, trying to find the source. My breath caught in my throat. The crying grew louder, closer. I could feel my pulse in my temples. Then, the light fell on the main door. I screamed. She was standing there, just 2 feet away, her face, horribly twisted, as if something had crushed and contorted it. Instead of eyes, there were 2 dark, empty holes. Her body was thin, withered. A terrible stench filled the air. As soon as the torch's beam hit her, her body shuddered, as if she was moving toward me. I don't remember what happened next. The power came back. The figure was gone. I sat at my desk, unable to move, frozen, shaking. By morning, I went home without telling anyone. I called my boss and told him I was sick and couldn't come that night, that I wanted to quit. But after struggling so hard to find a job, I couldn't afford to. For weeks, whenever I closed my eyes, I saw her, and I kept wondering, if my torch hadn't worked at that moment, what would have happened?